This is an indoor citronella plant. So the citronella plant I have in this planter, which I have a bunch of these planters, these hanging planters, they're self-watering, so I can water it from the bottom, and they're totally amazing. I'll put a link to them in the description. But these are totally great, and at this point, it's crazy. Like, this is way too big. This is absurdly large. So I'm going to kind of cut it down a bit. So here we got it, and then I'll take my scissors, and this is way too big. I don't need this at all. So we can cut it either way, wherever we're gonna cut that. But I'll put it here. I don't think I need any of this. Gone. Also, if you got this, then you can, and here I'm gonna cut it, so because I can propagate this for friends. So I can cut it, cut this off. We've got this node, boom, put this in water, and then in a few weeks you'll have a plant, which is great. Maybe I'll cut this off too. Yeah, then I'll put that in the water. So I can do that with a few of these. Same thing. Cut it there. Boom. 2. This is this is so crazy. This is such a crazy big plant at this point. Also, when pruning something, you don't want to make it too imbalanced. So it's okay, totally okay, to cut things just like hair, slowly. You know, you don't want to take off too much, because then you can't go back. So there we go. And I'll cut it here as well. So I cut it here, and I'll cut it there, and then we got 2 nodes essentially. Boom. So now we've got these 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll be able to put these in water, and in about 2 weeks, they'll grow roots. But they need to have enough light. These need a lot of light. And so this is a south-facing window. And the south-facing window, not only is it a south-facing window, but also I run this grow light. And it's a 40-watt grow light. I'll put a link to that as well. But it's strong. So this is not only getting a lot of sun. I grew this all year. This was growing in the winter too. But not only is it getting a lot of sun, actual sunlight, but it's also getting grow light light. So even if it's on a dark day, I'm still getting a lot of light here. This is absurd. This is way too big. This also, right now it smells awesome in here. It's got this lemony scent. I love citronella. I've been growing citronella since I was like 15. I love this stuff. It is so great. This is enough. I think that's enough of a stem. So if you get this one, that's enough to be in water. This will kind of move up a little bit, so it'll kind of sit in the vessel like that. So here we go. We got this. And then stick these all in water. Boom. That'll be great. And then you can either plant them, once they're planted, you can either plant them like this, or you can separate them a bit so that they have some room. You'll see on this one, I've actually planted, so this one here is, this is the original, which is from maybe 2 years ago. This has been growing for about 2 years. This one's new. These ones, you can see are green. Those ones have been growing, I cut them off maybe 7 months ago, 6 months ago, and then I planted them in here because this plant was just really heavy on this side, and this needed some more space. It was just really crazy. This one I can also cut, but it was way too weighted on the one side, and so I just planted some more on that side. Oh. So this is a lot better balanced now. It's still crazy. Like this is absurd. This is silly. It's a silly amount of citronella plant. Boom. Cut that. Where are we cutting it? We're cutting it at the node. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Done. I've got so much citronella, guys. Does anybody want citronella? Because I got it. Make sure, something about cutting at the nodes, make sure you don't like put it in water with the rest of the stem underneath, because this section here underneath the scissors there will rot. 100%, it will not do well. The more space you leave, the worse it would be. So, important note, a lot of people will tend to leave a lot of stem, and that's for any plant really. They'll leave a lot of stem, and then at that point, it'll just be rotting. So we can see here, as I'm pruning this, I'm looking for leaves that, you know, like this one, for example, is a little yellow. So I will take it off. Boom. This one, questionable. But it's a lovely plant, and it smells so good. I totally should actually be cutting this off, but I'm using one hand to hold this camera, guys. This one, not necessary. All right, there you go. Citronella, ooh, I think that one also. Yeah, this one's not doing good. It's totally okay that there will be leaves that don't do so well. That's totally happens. They will keep growing. And as long as you give it enough sunlight. With this, and again, this plant needs a lot of sunlight in order to grow properly.